Critical discourse analysis. Critical discourse analysis basically look at the relationship between society and power, culture and power, right? So it's a problem-oriented and transdisciplinary set of theories and methods widely used in educational research. So it has theories that look at the problem areas, problems such as racism, problems such as economic development, democracy, and so many more topics which give us indication to the power in these concepts. Many areas of commensurability exist between educational research and critical discourse analysis. So both critical discourse CDA and educational research have certain thing in proportion, right? So they can help each other, and beside that they have transdisciplinary. This CDA is transdisciplinary. It comes over all topics, all disciplines and subjects. So first of all, we can say that it's very important in three areas. First, educational practices are considered communicative events, right? So all the educational practices, for example, we talk about lectures, seminars, and so many other things. They are educational. They are educational as well as they are communicative events, right? So discourse studies are useful to analyze the ways in which the text, talk, and other semiotic interactions that learning comprises are constructed across time and context. So different text, different subjects and different talks over the time have changed, and this is which are discussed under this banner of CDA or discourse studies. Secondly, discourse studies provide a particular way of conceptualizing interaction that is compatible with sociocultural perspective in educational research. So second thing, that it gives us certain concepts that are found in the society, in the cultural, sociocultural perspective. A shared assumption is that discourse can be understood as a multimodal social practice. So it looks at different aspects of different models of the society in terms of power by different groups of people. So this is a shared assumption that is found not only in discourse studies but also in educational research. So discourse reflects and constructs the social world through many different sign systems. So different sign systems, for example, writing, semiotics, and many more, and certain speech of certain communities. Discourse constructs social world, right? What are the groups found in different sects of the society? So it discusses their language. Systems of meaning are caught up in political, social, racial, economic, religious, and cultural formation, which are linked to socially defined practices that carry more or less privilege and value in the society. So it discusses the language of all these groups, all these of the people who are engaged in these fields, right? So how do people in politics use language, in economics use language, and so what is their use and what is their value, right? So this CDA or discourse studies emphasize on these aspects. A third area of commensurability is that discourse studies and educational research are both socially committed paradigms that address problems through a range of theoretical perspectives. So the third thing that discourse studies help us, that they look at the problems that are found in a society, right? Critical approaches to discourse analysis recognize that inquiry into meaning making is always also an exploration into power. So when we look at how meanings are made into language, into a discourse, right? So this help us to know that what power these discourses have, how people express their powers through the discourses. Many of the problems that are addressed, particularly in a globalized world system, have to do with power and inequality. So whenever we look at the problems in this globalized world, we find that on the one hand, there is power being expressed in discourse of the powerful, and there is a sense of inequity in the discourse of the people who are not equal. So CDA provides the tools for addressing the complexity of movement across educational sites, practices, and systems in a world where inequalities are global in scope. So this CDA help us to address these complexities, the complex phenomenon that are found in different discourses. So through this we know that where power and where inequality is found or expressed. So the reflexive tendency of critical discourse studies, rooted in the constitutive relationship between discourse and the social world, the field continues to grow and change, responding to problems with different ways of looking, understanding, and as its practitioners hope, acting. So this can be concluded that this CDA look at the constitutive relationship, the relationship that is found between social world and their problems. So the people who are engaged, they are looking forward that with the help of understanding, they could address the problems of the world and continue working for looking some solutions to these problems.